What makes a successful multi-generational team is at the core. CORE stands for Collaborative Objective to Raise Up and Empower. And in the research that we did in multi-generational teams, what we found was if we can get teams to collaborate and really work towards clearly laying out the objectives of what collaboration is, we can also then begin to raise up and empower our team and our employees. And so we started to really say, what if we got to the core? What would it look like to create collaborative teams? What does collaboration look like multi-generationally? What does it look like to put a millennial and a boomer together on a team? Because truthfully, boomers and millennials tend to both be highly collaborative based on their upbringings and things that how they tend to see the world. So we started to say, could we create a collaborative team based on generational differences? We then also asked the question, how do we make sure that we have clear objectives? Oftentimes, the objectives are muddy in our rollout of how we expect our teams to be able to function, what that actually looks like. And so clear objectives becomes very, very important in knowing that our team is going to be successful moving forward. Not only are objectives important, but then how do we raise up? What does it look like to raise up people within our organization? Is it just simply a flow chart, an org chart, a succession plan, or is there some real thought behind how we raise up and engage with our employees? And then how do we empower them? Empowerment is kind of a big word right now, but how do we actually empower them or give them meaningful leadership responsibilities to do within an organization so that they can be successful, not only as individuals, but also as a team? What inspired me to come up with this acronym was actually research. I was actually working on my dissertation, and I was working on my dissertation on high-performing teams. That's where I initially started. And literally, I was helping my son with his homework. My son was a sixth grader at the time, and he had to label an atom. And we had to look at the different pieces of the atom, the core, the neutrons, the electrons, and I started to look and say, could you create a team based on the model of an atom? That's where it all began. And so getting to the core then became, how do we get to the DNA of our team so that they'll be successful? What will make a successful team? And I went from working on how to create high-performing teams to how to create multi-generational teams by getting to the core, by getting to that idea of collaboration and of clear objectives and raising up and empowering.